Welcome back to Apex to Oval. I'm Alex. That's my co-host Jack. Today we're going to be talking about some F1, some NASCAR, some IndyCar, the huge. Let's talk about something that Jack maybe have some feelings for, and that is McLaren bringing upgrades to Hungary. Now that's not the thing that Jack would be pissed off about. It's the addition of a Macarena wing.
I'm not pissed off about it. I just am so curious. Like, I just want to see. I want to see like the simulations that they like. I want to see how it works, why it works. I'm just so curious why. Because Ferrari brought it, and everyone was like, "Oh, that's interesting." But now two teams have tried to copy it in the time since, and two of now three of the four top teams are all trying to do this, and we're in an era where it can't just be because, oh, the Ferrari is fast. Like, there has to be some really good reasons for it. And I just cannot see, like, I am stupid. Realistically, I am stupid. And I just want to see how it works because I do not understand why the process of turning it is more optimal when it would have, like, with where they designate the straight zones to be, like that you'd want in like the beginning of a straight to have a wing going like straight up instead of having it go from like this to like this, that you'd have it take the long way around basically and have a point where it's giving you like max drag. Like I personally just don't understand how it is optimal, and I just really want to know. I'm still so curious.
I think I have a great quote for this, and it's a quote by Prime Christian Horner before the allegations. And that's, if you got a problem with your car, change your fucking car. Yeah.
Are you saying that I should change my brain because I'm having a problem with my brain?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Something has had to work. Something had to be proven for this to be catching on.
Clearly, obviously.
Something had to happen.
I just want to see like the fluid simulation, like with the, like the arrows going over the wing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I just, because I don't understand how, because I could understand it if it was like, okay, mid corner, you're getting a lot more downforce by it, like basically closing up.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not how the straight zones work, where they like open and close. And I am stupid, and I am okay with that, and I am admitting that. I'm so curious. I want to know.
Anyways, a lot of drivers and fans alike are complaining about the ML algorithms in F1 cars. Most notably, this came about in Belgium, where a lot of the lap drivers had to lift instead of going flat out to get better time, get more battery, and all that. Jack, what are your thoughts on this? Because I'm not well versed on this, and I assume you are better versed on this than I am.
Well, in this case, you have drivers. I think it was Oscar and George were the two that were bit by it the most. But this year, the cars, because of how complex the energy management is, right? You're so limited on how much you can deploy it, but it's such a huge percentage of your power. So the combination of those means that all of the teams, right? It's not just like one or two, but all of the teams are using these self-learning, machine learning algorithms to optimize the energy deployment, right? So like they're driving around in practice and it's trying to learn how better to like optimize where you're using the energy. And so that means that theoretically you're extracting the maximum possible performance out of the car, but obviously the drivers then feel like they're losing some control because the energy is kind of being controlled without direct driver input. I mean, you could argue that it would be hard for the drivers to manage that on top of all of the other things that they already have to manage in some ways. And then you get cases where, because they're kind of self-learning algorithms, things can go wrong that wouldn't have come up before, right? Like you have George Russell having this like weird straight line deficit toward the end of the lap that cost him like a tenth or two, and having a battery issue here or there, where when they say battery issue, they just mean that the deployment wasn't working quite as intended. You've seen this for a lot of other drivers throughout the season. I'm pretty sure Ferrari had issues with it early on, if I remember right. Like their deployment breaking. Like I think Charles infamously had like one race where he was really killed by the deployment. Oscar was bit by it this week as well, because Spa is a track where it shows up a lot. And the drivers really almost universally don't like it because it's more control out of their hands. And a lot of fans are agreeing with that as a result. But I don't know, as someone who isn't very well versed in it, what do you think about the energy deployment being computer controlled in the pursuit of it being like as fast as possible?
I don't think that should be a thing. I think it should be driver. I think it should be driver or team that controls it, not some stupid computer type, whatever the hell it's called. Like I don't think any
Well,
computer type thing should have any power over any car, much less a race car that goes 200 miles an hour down the straights.
that is a take that is unfortunately about 25 years past being
I
able to be
know,
true anywhere. I mean,
I know, but
all of our
still,
like every road car is like throttle by wire, steer by wire. Like I shouldn't say every, but like basically every car on the road, your inputs are just telling a like are being translated by a computer onto the road in whatever optimal way possible. I mean, even if you have an all-wheel drive car, your car's doing that.
hmm
Um in the most basic way of where does it put the power on the wheels. But it's the same thing with steering, with throttle response, especially if you have a CVT. There's a lot of optimization there, which I know for a fact that your car has all of those things. Uh,
For people
um,
who don't know, for the longest time, me and Jack had the same car, but my car was just better because it was the more
yeah,
advanced version of his.
yeah.
Same year too.
My car got transmission mogged. Um,
Yeah, this is true. This is, yeah,
um,
mugged by the own transmission.
um, but F1 cars are similar in some ways and not in others. I mean, obviously, their steering is uh, easier than say an Indy car, but it's not fully drive by wire in the way that some street cars are. But they still have long been computer components as part of it. I mean, they're incredibly complex machines, and this is just a way for the team to control the energy. Um, but obviously, when it goes wrong, it goes wrong. And as is
Yeah,
always the criticism of anything that has to do with AI, which machine learning is at its core what AI is based on, right? Large language models are just huge machine learning things to pick the most likely word to come next, basically.
hmm
Um, you can't hold it accountable as
hmm
just a computer model.
hmm
And at some point, when things go wrong, it's okay, then we can't use this at all, and not okay, how do we make sure that this doesn't happen again? Because you can't.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. I don't personally believe this, but I'm gonna say it. I think when people look back at the 2016 season, especially a lot of Lewis fans, they will say that he was sabotaged by Mercedes so Nico could win and then retire. Right? That's just something that goes around. Is it true? No. Lewis just lost out. He got very unlucky. He's been very unlucky a lot of his career. And it just so happened that that year he was also very unlucky in a lot of races, which led to a lot of retirements. I have a feeling in a couple of years, when people look back on the season and all the issues George has been having and the lack of issues that Kimmy hasn't been having,
Okay, hang on.
comparative to George, Kimmy has still had issues. He still had DNS because of the machine,
That that
but
was an
comparative
argument
to
that made a
George,
lot more sense until the last like 3 races.
why? Because George has had a lot of issues the past couple of races.
Yeah, Kimmy having what amounts and George's issues were have been in many cases self-inflicted. Um but Kimmy having engine problems, Kimmy having car falling apart
hmm
in basically consecutive races has brought them uneven terms as far as like anything that the team would be able to control. Now, if the driver
True.
just loses confidence, as happened to George earlier in the year in a lot of cases, and even this past weekend, like, yes, he lost maybe a tenth or so on the straight in some specific cases, but he was more hurt by loss of confidence related to that, which
hmm
I would argue that circles back to being on the driver, even if, he ties it to some event happening.
True. But I'm just saying, I feel like if what's happened over the course of the season continues for the rest of the season, I'm feeling some people, George fans, are going to look back at it like Lewis fans look back at 2016. Because he's had a lot of issues that haven't just been like him.
Again, they're pretty much on even terms at this point as far as like issues that the team would have caused or been able to do anything about. But we even saw it last year where McLaren drivers, fans of really both drivers in a lot of cases, thought that the team was sabotaging their driver in favor of the other.
Which is nuts, because both of them drove like dog shit to end the year.
But that's as or more nuts than people thinking that it was rigged against Lewis or people thinking that it's rigged against George this year. Like it's
true.
It's the kind of thing that will happen even when it's not based in reality, like at all.
Yeah, and let's be honest, it's just unlucky. Like it's not like the team wouldn't actively sabotage one of their drivers unless their driver was clearly worse than the other.
No, and
like,
even then it's not sabotage.
Okay, actually,
it's just
you know
asking them to move aside.
Yeah. Also, it's not like it's a Santino Ferrucci in Formula 2 thing where like daddy's money is paying to sabotage the other driver. It's just luck. It's all luck at this point. Like with these new regs, to start the new regs, it's all luck. It's not one sabotaging the other. It's luck.
People made a compelling argument when through like 6 races of new regulations, Kimi's car was perfect, no issues. And yet basically every other Mercedes powered car was having issues.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's swung back around. Kimi kind of paid the price, both engine reliability wise and then chassis falling apart wise. And it's basically evened out. I mean, you know, maybe not necessarily compared to the customer teams, because obviously McLaren is still working on catching up from some of the ways that they've been bit by by the power units. But I could see it like six races in. I can't see it now. And at some point over the balance of a season, it's never true. It's just that when you get unlucky, it can be so big in what is such a short season where every race can matter so much.
Yeah. I will say Kimi has only really had issues though in Barcelona and Silverstone. Those were his only real 2 issues. Every other race he's finished on the podium or he's won. So, you know, keep that in mind. Obviously, it's still luck whether your car is good or not, especially when new regulations come around, because you don't know what's good and what's bad. Obviously, Ferrari have been the most reliable, but still, it's like it's just not. It's luck. Belgian Grand Prix recap, Jack. Let's hear yours, and then I'll fill in if needed.
Honestly, go for it. I was just yapping a lot about the car control.
Yeah, I can go. So Kimi won. It's a 1.9 seconds to Charles, who probably should have got at least a 5 to 10 second penalty for colliding with Oscar. He obviously didn't. Max Verstappen finished 3rd. Lewis Hamilton 4th. Battled back from a 5-second penalty for colliding with George Russell, and front wing damage the entire race because they collided on lap 1. Many fans are calling the FIA racist. They might. They've always
I don't know about many. I think that there is a pocket of people that are.
Yeah, but I mean,
I believe you belong to, but I would not even go as far as saying many.
No. I do not think the FIA are racist. I just think they're not consistent.
I saw yesterday you citing that they didn't follow the precedent.
I was
Abu Dhabi 21.
I was joking with that.
Okay,
that was a joke.
In the wake of that, they very thoroughly updated all of the rules to prevent that from ever happening.
I understand that.
Okay,
no, okay. So people don't know. Me and Jack are in the Discord with a bunch of other people. I am known as the very
delusional.
No, it's not delusional. It's not delusional. But I'm just known as like the extreme sports fan. And I do it as a bit. I don't actually think a lot of the shit that I say, but I find it funny because I like reactions and it's fun. Right? It's fun to play an extreme sports fan. So I made a post in said server talking about Abu Dhabi 2021, Silverstone 2026, and then Hungary or not Hungary, Belgium this past race. I was messing around and I was like, the FIA are racist. There's no way, yada yada yada. Like I was messing around 'cause I don't really care. Like it's not like I like Lewis, but I'm not gonna like outwardly call the FIA racist. NASCAR, I also won't call racist, but you know, it's like I just like joking around and messing about. I don't think the FIA racist. I just think it's wild that it just sometimes seems like there's an unfair treatment towards Lewis. Obviously, there's not. Like at the end of the day, it's not unfair treatment. It's just they don't know how to manage their own rules, and they kind of make shit up as they go, and so they don't. Nothing's consistent with them. Um, but it just seems like a lot of the time Lewis will get the brunt of it, especially in his early days of McLaren. It just seemed like he was getting every wrong penalty, and it was like whatever. I do think it was like I still don't think the 5-second penalty towards Lewis was deserved. I think still George called it a racing incident, and Toto called it a racing incident. Ferrari called it a racing incident. Lewis called it like everyone that's involved, including the people who were on the broadcast, were calling it a racing incident, and the only people who didn't see it as a racing incident were the FIA. The same
Not
FIA.
the only people.
Basically, I mean, a lot of the people like involved in the crash were saying it was a racing incident. Not many people.
Obviously,
you could say fans weren't.
Has been, the F1 TV broadcast has been pretty thoroughly pro Lewis.
Yeah, go figure.
Like
it's a British, mostly British crew. Sky Sports would also probably be on Lewis's side in that case.
I mean, you say that, and Ferrari fans are often the loudest about so-called British bias. But I think that it's no wonder that with the penalty actually having been given, that Mercedes would be saying like it's a racing incident, especially when it has to do with Lewis, which is basically Mercedes' third driver as far as Toto's concerned. And still a long-time teammate of George's, still great relations with everyone on that team.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it had panned out differently, or if it was someone other than Toto Wolff in charge, I just don't think that they'd be saying that, frankly.
Who knows? Who really knows?
Exactly.
Toto's going to be in charge for a while. We may never know. Yeah.
And I know a lot of people complain about Toto because he seems to get what he wants.
Yeah.
Often.
But
he's I much prefer him to like a Christian Horner.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Oh, 100%. But also, I feel like because of what Charles wasn't penalized for, it makes the Lewis penalty look even worse because Charles wasn't penalized for something that could have been seen as an actual incident rather than a racing incident.
Yeah, to me, they both were clearly penalizable. Because watching the Lewis one, like, it's the kind of thing where I understand that he couldn't help it, but it is still textbook. He went into another driver when that other driver had established position. Yes, he couldn't help it. Yes, those mitigating circumstances were why it was a 5-second penalty and not more. I cannot for the life of me understand why Charles didn't get a penalty.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that part at least. If Lewis is going to get penalized, I think Charles should have too, but it is what it is. Other than that, Hadjar had a great drive. He drove, what was it, 20th? Something like that?
Yeah, I mean, he started in the back. Because he had he had grid penalties on grid penalties.
Mm-hmm. Drove up to 6th, which was an amazing drive. Lindblad had a great drive again.
Lindblad also, Lindblad was flexing this weekend. I mean, in qualifying, it was hilarious.
It was lovely.
The Racing Bulls, at least his, had speed to the point where, like, he would do a run and just be like, all right, put me on used tires. I'm good. Like, he was acting like he was one of the big dogs out there. Like, he was driving a Mercedes in qualifying.
Yeah, it was fun.
I mean, in the race, only so much you can do. They might have had qualifying pace, but maybe not race pace to match. But what a guy! What a weekend!
Yeah. Um, I had Kimchi, aka Kimi Antonelli. He won, got a point. Now I'm 2 for 7 this season. Jack?
I had George. He didn't win. In fact, he
No.
didn't complete a lap.
In fact, he
Um,
was
thanks to the
22nd and dead
aforementioned
last.
yes. Thanks to the aforementioned incident with Lewis.
He didn't even
Um,
get halfway through the lap before he
no,
DNF.
it was like what the fourth. It was like
It was
third,
like turn,
fourth.
yeah, it was super early in the lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. He had no power
Um,
on the straight too. It was rough for him.
well, you say no power.
It was.
I think that if drivers got what they wanted, as far as not having the algorithms controlling power deployment,
Mm-hmm.
it would look much worse than George looked with his power deficit.
Interesting. I think it
Because
would
like,
look better because the drivers could choose.
well, the drivers would be, maybe some would be on par with each other, but they'd be much, much slower overall when they're
Mm.
controlling where, just because of how limited it is. Like the reason that the teams have to resort to using these kind of systems, at least on a kind of starved track like Hungary,
Mm-hmm.
is that there's only so much and they need to extract every last bit possible out of it. George losing a couple tenths on a lap that's like 2 minutes long is nothing compared to if a driver manually uses it in anything close to a suboptimal way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now, obviously, during the race, lead up to the incident, maybe that's different. But oh, Mercedes
Yeah.
slow to start. Ooh, who hasn't heard that before?
Yeah. But that's that for the Belgian Grand Prix. For the Hungarian Grand Prix this weekend, I have Sir Lewis Carl Davidson Hamilton winning this weekend in a track that he is very comfortable with. Took pole there in 2023 against a dominant Red Bull and Max Verstappen. Has basically always ran well there, so it's a pretty easy pick for me, especially with how well he can be when he's on his day.
I I'm a little jealous that I didn't snipe Lewis before you because I was saying this even like during and probably before the last race. I know I texted you basically during the last race, like, don't worry, Lewis Masterclass coming next week.
Yep.
Because Hungary is more of a, I guess, energy rich, like less specifically engine dependent kind of track, where
Mm-hmm.
it's one that you'd expect the Ferrari to be more competitive in versus Spa just having kind of the long straights and the places where that straight line speed can show means that the Ferraris were really on the back foot. Um,
Mm-hmm.
they had 5 competitors and took out
Mm-hmm.
2 of them. Uh,
Yeah. I do think though that had Lewis not gotten the penalty, had he not gotten the wing damage, I do think he would have been able to fight for the win. Would he get it? Who knows? But I think he is definitely fast enough in this Ferrari to get wins. It just depends on if he's on his day or not.
I
And I
just
think
at Spa specifically, I can't see it. Like, if
so.
Lewis was in the same position as Charles, like at other tracks, I could see Lewis being able to defend and hold off or do the pass and repass. At
Mhm,
Spa, like, and you saw when Kimi eventually passed Charles, is like he was a sitting duck. Like
mhm,
it was not even close. Just the straight line deficit plus the overtake mode
mhm.
was too much.
Yeah.
That even if Lewis drove beautifully, at some point the car just wouldn't be able to hold up on a straight line enough
I mean,
at specifically that track.
here's the thing that Charles only finished 2 seconds behind. I truly think Lewis could have done better, at least a little bit better, if not
I
getting the win. Because I think 2 seconds is admirable from Charles with how the deficit is.
I mean, then there's the whole conversation of managing and benefiting from overtake mode to hold on or whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and setting it up where you can set it up. Because obviously the Ferrari can be more competitive lap time wise because of its
Mm-hmm.
speed through the corners, because of its better downforce,
Mm-hmm.
like better aero setup than the Mercedes. But when you're actually competing wheel to wheel, like there's reason, and I said this in the tier list video, but
By the way, that'll be. Oh, I don't know if I can link it. Link will be in the description for that if you want to watch it. We did a Belgian Grand Prix tier list video of all the drivers. I thought it was pretty good. So link in the description.
But there's a reason that a lot of the like back markers will often, if they manage to qualify well or if there's chaos, they'll run a lower downforce setup so that they can try to compete on the straights and know that they're just going to be a tractor through the corners, with the idea that they can hold them behind in the corners by just taking up space, even if they're slow, and then hope to keep up in a straight line. When you go the other direction, which is what like Ferrari's kind of doing, yeah, your lap time might be better overall, but when it comes to competing wheel to wheel, you're a sitting duck.
Mm-hmm.
The second it straightens out and someone's behind you with whatever advantage is inherent in the rules, whether it used to be DRS or now is overtake mode, they're gone. Like, and so, yeah, I'm sure he might have been able to hang on to the tail of Kimi or maybe have been able to push it off for another lap if he was lapping better. But I just, push comes to shove, once Kimi gets in that 1 second window, I think it's done at a track like Spa.
Fair. That's a fair assumption. On to NASCAR. Harrison Burton to drive in the NASCAR Craftsman Trucks.
I have Kimi, by the way. I don't know if I ever said that. I was just talking about Lewis.
Yeah.
But I have Kimi. I was gonna pick Charles, but then Alex was like, "One of us has got to pick Kimi," and I was
listen.
Like, yeah, you're right.
He's won 2/3 of the season. If nobody picks Kimi, we're gonna look like idiots because we didn't pick Kimi.
Yeah. No, you're
like
right.
it's just it is true. Like I love Charles, but like I would rather have us pick Lewis and Kimi than Lewis and Charles.
Yeah.
Because Kimi's won 2/3 of the season, and Charles has had rough patches this season. Where I don't like his good streak so far. We ran 2 good weekends in a row, but how much is that going to last? Like, I just think, yeah. So I did kind of push because I was going to go for Kimi, and then I was like, Jack's like, no, and typed in Kimi first. I'm all right.
Well, because I wasn't going to let you not pick Lewis.
Yeah, but
I would have switched to Lewis.
Well, here's the thing. I also was like, if Jack takes Kimi. Right. If I let him take Kimi and not Lewis, Lewis has a better chance of winning because I'm pretty sure the last time Lewis won was when I picked him. And every time you've picked him this season, he's lost horribly. So,
hey,
I'm just saying.
I don't like the implication there.
I'm just saying. F1, maybe not your thing to pick Lewis. I'm just saying.
I am not operating a giant camera that is firing a beam at the cars to blow them up. I'm not doing it. Stop telling people that I'm doing that.
I just think that's what you're doing. I think you put all in all in the cars and you're blowing them up.
Interpol is knocking on my door right now because friggin' Francesco Bernoulli blew up all on his own. I had nothing to do with it, okay?
Unbelievable. I doubt that. No, you had to have something to do with it.
Stop telling people that I blew up George Russell.
I'm just saying. You had something to do with it. Anyway, Harrison Burton is driving the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series this weekend with Tricon at IRP. Yay? Nay?
Harrison Burton? I like Harrison Burton, so I
like him too. I've kind of warmed up to him now that he's been in the rally for a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I did not like him when he was in the Cup.
Which is funny to me, if only because the reason that I liked him was because of his career in what is now the O'Reilly series.
Yeah. Like, I think he's a talented driver, but I don't think it was time for him to move up.
I think at the time it made sense in the same way that a Jesse Love moving up kind of makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
But
that's a fair case. But I just
it didn't work.
Like, I was just like... love him. Like, he's a great driver. I'm just like, I don't... What team was he? Was he in Rare? Was he in Artwork Rare? That year?
Burton?
Yeah, what team
no, he was at Wood Brothers.
He was in the Wood... Oh, yeah. Get him out of here. Yeah, nah. Oh, wait, and Jesse Love's going to... Oh, no. Oh, we're cooked. And Jesse Love's going to Wood Brothers this year.
No, that's the exact thing, though, is like... Imagine if Jesse Love, who like has some nice moments in the series, but isn't like a consistent winner, like isn't And Jesse Love, like you can argue that he is a good prospect, that there have been a lot of guys coming down that have been winning races and he had to compete with Connor Zilic. But Jesse Love doesn't have this resume that screams at you besides a championship that he shouldn't have won.
Whoa! First off, he's a hell of a talent. He may not finish the job, but he's up there consistently.
Look, I like Jesse Love. You're preaching to the choir.
Do you?
But I'm just saying.
That's
Harrison
wild.
Burton had some nice moments in that series and was a talented driver in that series. And then he went to the Cup Series and flopped, and it became clear that he was out of his depth. If that happened to Jesse Love, I would not be altogether shocked, although I certainly hope that he does better than that.
All right, let's also make this clear. Yes, was Connor Zilic losing the championship this year a travesty? Did Jesse Love win the championship deservedly? Yeah, because he played his cards right. Connor Zilic very well could have won that race. He did not play his cards right. His tires went out too quick, and he lost. Jesse Love played that championship perfectly. He shouldn't be gypped because Connor Zilic won 10 races. I get it. Connor Zilic is a generational talent. He's the best prospect in fucking NASCAR. Let's be honest. If he was great, he should have won the race. But he didn't. Jesse Love did. He won the championship. It's the same issue with people with Joey Logano. Oh, Joey Logano didn't deserve it. He won the damn playoffs. He played his cards perfectly. If you make the playoffs and you don't win, you're not deserving of the fucking championship. It's the same thing in other sports. The Patriots went 16-0 in the regular season, went undefeated until the Super Bowl, and got dicked by the Giants. The 8-8 fucking Giants won a goddamn Super Bowl. If you play your cards right in the playoffs, you're a deserving champion.
I'm not disagreeing. He played by the rules and won. I just won't count that the same as Connor Zilic's season. Moving forward from last year, I would rather be Connor Zilic than Jesse Love as far as future prospects.
Would you? He's in a track house that's slow as shit. He's unlucky as shit. Well, I think I'd rather be Jesse Love at this point.
Okay.
At least Jesse Love's getting help from Penske.
Okay.
Trackhouse is fucked right now. Unless your name is Jane Van Gisbergen, you're fucked.
Connor Zilic and Josh Berry are right next to each other in the standings. Literally 33rd and 34th.
Yeah, but this is what's going to happen. Jesse Love's going to go to Wood Brothers. He's going to succeed at Wood Brothers. Austin Cindric is going to retire, and then Love will take over for Cindric and Penske, and everything will go
at Wood
fine.
Brothers? He's going to do what no one's done since...
Well, Berry did well last year.
Yeah, for
won a race.
Races.
Yeah, but he won a race.
Didn't he have a streak of 3 last place finishes in a row to start the playoffs?
So that may have happened. He may have DNF. He may have DNF first in every of those races, but at least he made the playoffs.
He did.
And what's funny is that as soon as that first round ended, he finally became good again. That's the funny part. If he didn't get fucked by luck in those first 3 races, he probably could have went further.
Yeah. And if Jesse Love has anything, hopefully it's luck.
And he got talent on him, that's for sure. And then Taylor Gray signed a contract extension in O'Reilly. I don't know. Yeah. Fun!
Good. I mean,
good driver.
He's deserving to be in the series, and he definitely shouldn't go further than the series.
Whoa.
Good driver, promising
we shouldn't
talent.
Be. Wow. We shouldn't go further. No. That's crazy. You're saying even if he pulled out a Connor Zilic here, he shouldn't be allowed in the Cup? That's insane. That's nuts. Just
words in my mouth.
You said he shouldn't go further. You said he shouldn't go further. You said it yourself. You said it. You know what I meant. You said it yourself. That's all I'm saying. Recap for North Wilkesboro: Laguna domination. Okay. Joey Laguna domination, baby. Joey Logano. It's short track racing. My GOAT, 3-time champion, deserved 3-time champion. Not just won, but dominated. Denny Hamlin clear second, though. Denny Hamlin clear second. Pretty good. SVG, goated.
Chase
cracking
Elliott.
goated P5.
Actually,
sucks now. I'm
um
just kidding.
what
That
what
was a
what I
joke.
was gonna say. I mean, he got buried. He got kind of screwed. I believe he was the fastest car on the day. Like,
I thought it was Chastain.
well, Chastain got the fastest lap, but I mean, like, the lap time metric that, like, is it Auto Racing Analytics publishes, where it's like
I don't
if every car drove their, like, their lap, basically where they'd finish on track.
know. Hmm.
Um, let me pull this up really quick. Yeah,
Well, we're
had the
talking about that.
entire
Oh,
what?
no, continue. Sorry.
Had the entire 450 laps at North Wilkesboro been based on if each driver achieved the result of their optimal lap model, this is where the fastest cars would have finished on track. And Chase Elliott was uh fast.
Interesting.
Here, let me send you the
Interesting.
post.
Still finished 17th though. That's
Well,
great.
yeah, I mean, he got buried, and he
All of those Hendricks cars
couldn't
got buried,
recover.
by the way. All three good Hendrick cars got buried.
Um, the other thing I will highlight from the graphic
Hmm.
is SVG. I mean, and finished top five.
Yeah.
Um, this is now 3 races where qualifying was done by the metric, put him up high, and then he earned the right to stay.
Hmm.
SVG finished in the top five and was the 5th fastest car all day.
Yeah.
Like, he earned his keep, and you've had people go from he'll never figure out ovals to, of course, he's good there because it's a short track in a shockingly short time relative
Mind
to.
you, he's also good at super speedways.
Yeah, he's figuring them out
He's
little by
he's
little.
figuring. This is I listen for NASCAR. You need to nerf this man harder than when GTA nerfed Kyle Perico over the past 5 years. Cause god damn it, if he figures out intermediates, we're fucked. No one else is
It's
winning.
coming.
No one's
It's
winning
coming.
anymore. It's just gonna be SVG, 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 SVG. Like what Tyler Reddick did at the beginning of the season, it's just gonna be the entire season. And instead of Reddick, it's gonna be SVG. Like we're all cooked if he figures this shit out.
Yeah,
Great
he's
driver though.
coming.
A hell of a driver, dude. He's voting very quick though. A lot of road course ringers do not reach the peaks that SVG has been reaching recently, and it's been fun as hell to watch.
No, I mean,
Um,
he's 8 wins in the Cup Series. Is already unbelievable for a road course ringer, and earning his keep at these other tracks too. Especially in a case where his teammates aren't exactly competitive.
yeah. Mind you, also, he's not a regular road course ringer. I can count the times on my hand that he has lost a road course in NASCAR Cup. That's gross. Like he's not just a road. Like a lot of road course ringers are good at road courses, but they're not going to win a good chunk of the races. They'll be high finishers, but they're not going to win like SVG has. SVG wins damn near every road course every season, and now he's getting even better on ovals. Like this is a scary thought for people, not just in the playoffs, but in the future. Above all, also did amazing 26th to 6th, amazing drive. If you didn't watch the DBC, which is Door Bumper Clear podcast with Joe Logano, Freddie Kraft mentioned that he and Bubba did a gamble. They took 2 tires sometime in the race, and that helped them stay very close. Helped them finish higher than they should have because it was a gamble. They took 2 tires, and they were like around the 20s in place, and they took 2 tires, and they ended up getting their way up and stayed in the top 10 the rest of the race. I mean, they're unbelievable. Also, shout out Denny Hamlin and Joe Logano. I know we just talked about Joe Logano winning, but Denny Hamlin took a gamble. He pit early and went 2 laps down, and that is a scary thing to do when you are going for the win. Joe Logano followed the lap after, and no cautions came out. They got back on the lead lap when pit cycle came around and took off. Like nobody was in the same stratosphere as those two. Um, Two of the best short track racers in all of NASCAR, and maybe like it's so fun to watch them race. And Denny even dapped up Logano at the end. It was great. It was great. Also, if you haven't watched Drew Republic Clear, go watch the Joe Logano episode. I'm a big fan of Joe Logano, so I really enjoyed it. Even if you're a Logano hater, go watch it. It was a great episode, a lot of insight. He did talk about his why he's so hated, which I thought he had some great insight on that. So check that out. Or if you don't want to watch the full podcast, they have shorts, so go check that out as well. Shout out DBC. But let's just talk about what the hell was Bowman thinking? What the fuck? What was he doing? Genuinely, what was he doing?
Elaborate.
Well, he was pitting, and he was pitting from the outside, and that's not possible. And he wrecked.
And there was a Tyler Reddick in the way, perhaps.
Tyler Reddick in the way. He wrecked him and Reddick, and then trapped a bunch of people a lap down, including like 90% of the field.
Oopsies.
In the middle of a green flag pit cycle, which is freaking hilarious, by the way. Mind you, I'm pretty sure there were like 6 cars in the lead lap at the end of the race.
I
think
weren't many.
There were not a lot.
Yeah. Yep. Bubba was the last car to finish lap 450.
Yep. That is.
There were only
awesome.
4 that were a lap down. Ryan Blaney in 11th was 2 laps down.
Oh God, Jesus. This also worked out in Denny's favor a little bit. Blaney had 29 points. Denny had 51. Gapped them. Also gapped Reddick a ton because Reddick only had, checks notes, 7 points.
Man, I wonder why. I wonder what notable incident we just talked about.
I wonder what notable incident, Alex Bowman. But I mean, yeah, just what a race. I know a lot of fans are talking shit. I know Jeff Gluck had to apologize on social media because he called the race terrible. It was a great race. Genuinely, that was probably one of the most fun races I've ever watched. It was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope they do this again next year. Please don't bring the All-Star back to North Wilkesboro. I will cry. Yeah. Good race, bad race?
I thought it was a good race. I think that it's the kind of race that we'd get a whole lot more if it weren't for stages and stuff like that. But at some point, we complain about it for F1 that people kind of dominate. And it's not like one guy was dominant here to F1 standards, but it was true that the field generally got spread out. That the fast drivers worked their way up and the other guys got lapped. And that should happen in a race as long as NASCAR races, and often doesn't because of the desire to add action with the stages and stuff like that. So if it was every race, maybe it would get old, but it was nice seeing something like this play out.
All right. There's also the trucks race. Chandler Smith won it. Lamberg finished second.
Hang on. Did we talk about the tournament?
Oh, fudge, you're right. Hold up. Let me go into the...
Todd Gilliland.
Yep.
Todd Gilliland versus Ryan Blaney. Todd Gilliland GOAT potentially, perhaps.
I'm gonna pick Gilliland. I'm gonna give you Blaney. I'm gonna take Gilliland, and I'm gonna hold it with pride.
You're giving me Blaney. I want Gilliland too. Damn it.
All right, fine. We'll both take Gilliland. Screw Blaney.
Yeah.
Not actually Blaney. We don't believe like.
No, I can't. Ryan Blaney.
No, you can't hate him. Look at his mustache.
I have like 5 of his diecasts, like 3 feet in front of me. Like, I'm not gonna say that with a straight face, but
I have a singular Ryan Blaney diecast.
Oh, body armor. You'll be glad you did. But yeah, I mean, Gilliland has been pretty good at this track too. So let's see if he can get her done.
Also, just want to point something out. I recently received the Bubba Wallace Hardy's Darkcast. I said on the podcast last week. And I just want to say he did amazing this race. So I think this diecast gives you good luck.
Well, and you know where he won last year.
That's why I
Hold that
picked him.
diecast close. Hold that diecast close.
All right, on to our picks. Screw the trucks race. I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
No. Trucks race. Guy won. Guy finished second. SVG finished
Guy
top
who
3.
won, Chandler Smith. Guy in second, Lane Riggs.
SVG P3 GOAT.
Unbelievable. Landon
Bro might be
Lewis,
correct and get it.
fifth, has been
Yeah.
has been on a tear.
Oh yeah, finished second at Lime Rock. Did amazing there.
Fourth at
Um,
Coronado.
Fourth at
The race before
Coronado.
that.
Michigan he didn't do too hot, but
Well, he wasn't there. Was
oh,
he?
you're right. He wasn't
Or am
there.
I
No,
blind?
you're right. No, you're right. He wasn't there.
Oh yeah.
No,
But
you're right. He wasn't.
three races in a row.
But 3 races in a row where he's had good races.
Yeah.
I just want to see where is he in the standings now? Because I know there's a shit ton of drivers who race in the lower series, but like, where is he in the standings? I know he's not going to be anywhere near the cut line, but I just want to see.
Landon Lewis, 5 races, 181 points, good for 22nd in the standings. But 5 races, 3 top 5s, might I say, and 4 top 10s.
4 top. That's actually what the fuck, Landon. Yo, someone give this man a bull ride. Someone give this man a bull ride now.
Kind of goated.
Dude,
Just
actually
passed Corey
goated,
LaJoy
dude.
in the truck standings, despite having 5 races to his 13.
And Frankie Muniz, who has 14. And
Yeah,
Connor
but
Mozak, who has
Muniz
6.
at least, Frankie's in like the worst truck in the field.
This is true. God damn, dude, Landon Lewis is good, dude. Holy crap.
Yeah, he on a tear.
Mind you, I just want to do math real quick. Hold up. I just want to do some math. How many races are we through in the trucks? 15, and he's done
15,
what, 5?
yeah.
So
Yep.
117 times 3, so he'd have 351. That would put
Wait, what?
him. I
181.
multiplied. What? He has 117. Does he not?
I swear he is 181.
Oh no, that's die. No, that's
die.
die. No, you're right. I'm an idiot.
Oh, okay.
181 times 3 is 543.
Third in the series.
That's. Get this man a full ride. Holy crap. God damn. Jesus. You'd be third of the series. He'd be a championship contender. Someone get this man a ride now.
And that's without a win bonus if he managed to sneak a win in there.
Yeah. Gee, god damn, dude.
Yeah.
He's cracked and coated. With the sauce. But yeah, that's jokes. Heim didn't do well. Well, he finished 9th. It's not well for his standards, I should say, but top 10, so top 10. Let me check where he is in the standings. He is currently sitting 14th in the standings. He's had 6 races.
That's my goat.
He has 3 wins, 4 top 5s, 5 top 10s in 6 races. He has the
good.
second.
It's like okay, you know,
the second most wins in the entire field, second to only Lane Riggs, who has raced, I don't know, like
2.5 times.
2.5 times as many races. Like, that's gross.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, that's trucks. Now we have I had Bell and Hocevar. They didn't win.
I had Hamlin and Riggs. Shocker, no win.
Speaking of our picks for this weekend, IMS, IRP, IMS for the cut. You already know I got Bubba Wallace to go back to back at Indy. Crown Jewel race. It's going to happen. He's going to do really well. Success.
I was actually feeling pretty silly and goofy. I was going to pick Bowman, but instead I'm sticking with Denny Hamlin.
Interesting.
I just wanted that out there for when Bowman inevitably finishes last.
For the O'Reilly series, they are also at Indy Motor Speedway, and hold up. Do I have it? I don't have an Allgaier car, but I
I
have
think I
Allgaier.
have one over there, but I don't want to get up and get it.
I have
I'm tethered to my computer with these headphones.
Who do you have, Jack? Who do you have for the
Brent
early
Cruz.
series?
I figured if you were picking a veteran, I'll pick kind of a newer guy.
Damn, do I really not have? I was gonna make it. I was gonna change my pick in trucks. But I don't have her car, so I'm just gonna go with Giro Giro.
Oh, who are you gonna change to?
If I had her car, I was gonna go with Tony Breidinger.
Hmm.
Shout out Tony Breidinger, by the way. I really like her as a driver.
I got Lane Riggs. Shout out Lane Riggs. He drive truck. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out something. What's today? That's June.
21st.
When the hell do they race?
Ooh.
Hold up, give me a sec. August 8th. What the fuck? All right. Well, when they eventually race, um, the Arca Menards West Series, I'm gonna go with my pick. I'm gonna go with my pick. This is my pick for when they next race in the Arca West Series.
Ah.
You know who this is?
Is that the Haley Deegan?
The Haley Diggin. And you gotta tell Haley Diggin.
Been a minute since I heard you say it like that.
Dude, I am such a big fan of Haley Deegan, and it's not just because she's a woman. It's because well, no, it is. We were playing NASCAR Heat 5, and I was going through the drivers list. Found out there was Haley Deegan in the trucks, and I was like, I want to be a fan of her. You don't see many women in racing anymore, at least in like the levels that she was at, and so it's like, screw it, I'll be a fan. So I'm a Haley Deegan fan, so hopefully she can get back to the trucks because I do want to watch her race on a regular basis without having to subscribe to Flow TV or whatever the hell Arca uses for their West series.
Hey, Flow Racing, like if you like racing and you want to be able to like put racing on
Yeah,
whenever and just have it, incredible product. Great
I'm
product.
not.
A lot of
I'm
great
not.
stuff
I'm
on
not
there.
saying it's bad. I'm saying I don't have the funds to get it, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch it. But you bet your ass when I get a full time job in December, I'm gonna get some Flow TV, baby. That's what I'm gonna get. Because I believe they have Stafford on Flow TV. They got Thompson on Flow TV. They got Landmark, I believe, in Flow TV. Some Landmark races. So like they have a lot of races that are in Connecticut. So anyway, yeah. On to IndyCar driver spotlight. I have David Malukas as our singular driver spotlight. People who don't know, he drove from 25th to 3rd. Led 59 laps. That's second most on the day. Great race from him. Also, I'm also going to shout out Mick Schumacher, his first top 10. Finished 8th. Pretty good. Yeah.
My shout out doesn't go to a driver. Instead, it goes to a social media admin for Ed Carpenter Racing, who posted right at the end of the the World Cup final, saying, "It's okay, Argentina. Our whole series knows the feeling of being beat by the Spanish too." And follows it up a day later with a quote tweet saying, "Told you," because Alex Palou did in fact win.
Yes.
I was gonna say whoop the field, but he only led 97 laps.
Yeah. Only.
But it's still Alex Palou, man. What can you say?
It's hell of a driver, man. Hell of a driver. I'm surprised, like. By the way, Malukas is having a hell of a season for not getting a win yet.
Yeah, I can't believe that he doesn't have a win yet. I'm not gonna lie.
I can't believe too. I mean, he looks so good. Second in the points, by the way, 83 behind Palou. He looks freaking amazing. He's led the second most laps all season to only Alex Palou, who's led damn near 500 of them. But what a season David Malukas is having. I thought he wouldn't do nearly as well as the other Penske drivers. and he's driving circles around them this year. I mean, I didn't think he was going to be good with Penske. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I mean, we were joking
didn't.
about him being like the vibes guy.
Yeah, like we were
Fuck
joking
that.
about like how what was it McLaughlin and Newgarden were going to run
Newgarden.
circles around him, and now he's running circles around them.
Yeah.
Newgarden has 310. Lucas is 64 points ahead at 374. Like,
Yeah.
it's Joseph Newgarden. You think it's Joseph Newgarden? Like he's gonna do Joseph Newgarden? No, David
Hey,
Malukas
and
is
don't
just
disrespect Scott McLaughlin either. I mean, he's a racer in his own right, and he's down in eighth.
yeah. I
Newgarden's
mean,
in sixth.
yeah. Like Malukas is second. Like, oh my god, dude. Also, I find it hilarious that McLaren are getting rid of Lingard and he's fourth in the title right now. That's hilarious to
Yeah,
me. 2 wins, fourth, and he's dropped. Like
I
Siegel,
get
I get. He's 19th
and
in a
I
McLaren.
get the desire to pick up Rosenquist, as someone who, you know, in a Meyer Shank car, obviously wins in a big moment, but also is splitting the Penske's right now, despite
Yeah.
the machinery. Um,
Hmm.
and separately, I get the desire to pick up Scott Dixon. Put together, I don't understand making both of those moves instead of one of them and keeping Lundgaard.
That's it for the pod. Thank you for watching. Any other positive final thoughts? Any positive final thoughts?
Hopefully, this time next week, I'm telling you that A, I had a wonderful time at Teco instead of watching much racing, and B, that Bubba Wallace won yet again.
I think a lot of people would hate a Bubba Wallace win, but I personally would love it.
I thought you were just going to say a lot of people would love it. That's crazy.
Well, no, NASCAR.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not gonna
Bubba
say.
Wallace, like,
I'm not gonna say
yes,
it, but like I'm gonna,
there are many people who don't like him, and yet he is still
one of the better
one of, if not
drivers.
the most popular driver, like, globally.
Wait, hold up, Elliot.
Yeah, I mean, Elliott is certainly the most popular. Him or Larson are certainly the most popular among, like, diehard NASCAR fans. But as far as if you polled anyone who's ever heard of NASCAR that would be able to name a current driver, I dare say that Bubba Wallace would probably be at or near the top of that list.
Let's go, Bubba. Let's go, Bubba. Bubba to the moon. Bubba to the moon. Bubba's gonna win at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're gonna have a good time. Dude, I can't do the
Bubba
accent.
going to the moon.
Hold up. Oh shoot. Wait, where's my car?
Bubba going to the moon.
Bubba going to the moon. Bubba going to. Oh, yeah, that's about right. Damn, Bubba going to
Yeah,
the
dude,
moon.
it's a car. It's got to
Hey.
drive there, obviously.
Obviously, yeah. Anyway, that's it.
Gosh. Bye.
Bye.